It's Week 10 of the National Football League. And we're going to look here at Derrick Henry, closing in on 1,000 yards rushing on the year. It's the Titans and the Broncos, next on Madden Football.
Being located in the Music City, this building has hosted a lot of great music acts since its inception. But this is what she was made for, NFL football, and that's what we have today in Nashville at Nissan Stadium. Today we hit Week 10, and we've got a good one in store between the Denver Broncos and the Tennessee Titans. Brandon Gaudin joined as always by Charles Davis. And CD, you look at the Broncos in this one. Their offense is one that doesn't rely too heavily on just one guy. They like to spread things around as best they can.
You're right about that. As a diverse unit, and they like to run their offense by what they call game plan, meaning each and every week they study the opponent, they probe its weaknesses, and they move the ball around that way. They emphasize who's going to get it based on what they think they'll accomplish in that game. Other teams, they're a system team. They're going to run what they run no matter what. I like this style of offense. It suits them well.
The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here come the Titans for their first possession on offense, and leading them out in his fourth season with the team, 10th overall in the NFL, Ryan Tannehill.
And there was a positive in last week's loss. No interceptions thrown by him. But he only threw one touchdown pass, and you know he wants that to improve. He might even consider that as part of the reason that they couldn't take the win last time out. I believe we'll see a more aggressive version of him this week whenever they're nearing the end zone.
They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently.
And right away, he lost the football. The Broncos say they have it. They do. And without a doubt, not the way they pictured that opening drive unfolding.
No, they were making progress. They weren't exactly in high gear, but they were making a few yards along the way. And now that they've coughed it up, you got to go back to the sidelines and regroup a little bit.
Meanwhile, Wilson's throw there complete to Hamler. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35. From the 36, Wilson. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now third down. They need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on third down. He's got his tight end. It's Albert Okwuegbunam. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. 23 yards on the play. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Here's Wilson. He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Gotta imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. And the Titans are going to get the football here as he gets this up past the 20-yard line. They begin with Henry. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. That one goes for 24 yards.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result then.
And the Broncos get there and take him down. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on first down on the sack. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Tannehill going to turn and give this to Henry. A 4-yard pickup that gets him going forward, but still 15 yards left on 3rd down.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
He gets it to Burks again. Get this down here around the 47-yard line. Jordan Berry out to punt on 4th down. K.J. Hamler deep for the Broncos. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 16-yard line.
And that's what friends are for.
Right. As the returner, you know who you're buying dinner for later.
Oh, without a doubt, because he just took care of you and your team in a big way. You know, you turned it over there. That's a big momentum changer and put your defense in a bad spot.
So now the 2nd drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos. Coming off every player's friend, the open week from last weekend.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. Even if you're coming off of a loss as they did, the open week is exactly what you need after you kind of get over it a little bit, right? Rest up the mind, rest up the body, get yourself ready to go. And they have to be eager to play again, especially since they lost the last time out.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. A first carry for the Fordham Ram, Chase Edmonds. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
On first down, they look downfield, and it's complete. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. An explosive 38-yard pickup. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Here's Wilson. And it's caught. Touchdown. Cortland Sutton, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Broncos get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. On here, Brandon McManus for the point after. And he's got it. 7-0 Broncos. So that drive, 4 plays. And Cortland Sutton able to finish things off with the touchdown reception. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. 3-5 is where they sit on the year. A very uneven start is certainly not an ideal position to be in at the halfway point of the season. CD, do you see an avenue where they can still be a playoff team, or is that ship sailed?
Well, since you took me to the nautical side, I'm going to try and keep up here because to me, this ship is about ready to pull out and forward. These next couple of games are absolute must-wins for them. Now, if they can win a couple, get to 5-5, maybe they start believing in themselves. But a loss here, that would move them to 3-6. And if that's the case, well, that boat is going to head out to the harbor with them still on the dock.
Meanwhile, Tannehill's throw is on target to Burks. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 23 yards the pickup there. They'll fake it. Now Tannehill. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's second down.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. To the air again, Tannehill. That's complete to John Ross. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos 39. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
To win any route, you've got to break down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 39-yard line. Henry running right. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 46 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start. Just a terrific run there, Charles, from a running back who is so compact and powerful, and that strength was on display there. They keep it with Henry on first down. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Tannehill now to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Pat Surtain. Down the numbers. There he goes. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Broncos defense has a touchdown. Well, we went from scoreless to 13-0 in a hurry. First, their offense had the touchdown, and now the defense comes through with one.
You can't get a better 1-2 punch than that. Follow up a touchdown offense by getting one on defense. If they keep that effort up, you'll take the other sideline out of this one very quickly.
Broncos football as we begin quarter number 2. Now McManus on to kick this one off. Taken at the goal line. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. And Derrick Henry and the rest of the Titans offense about ready to roll again.
And he's sure looking like a lock for a 1,000-yard season. Don't know if he's going to get it in this game, but he'd probably like to just to get past that point.
Yeah, and if he doesn't, as you noted, there's still time, still opportunity. There's still more games to be played. So, yeah, it's not a lock.
But fighting through it, he's got space. And some room to roam now. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40.
Holding, offense.
So that time they got the left guard with a hold.
And let's face it, in today's ball, you might have that 330-pound guy you're supposed to clear out of there. You might need a little bit of extra help by grabbing the jersey and trying to ride him out.
Inside handoff, Henry. And he'll get this one up to about his 14. It was D.J. Jones who was there for the tackle.
A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd down.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Tannehill. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make 3rd down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big 3rd down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down. It's going to wind up incomplete.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to have to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
Hamler now on the return. 13 yards the tally on the return there. And the Broncos take over. 1st down and 10. So 1st and 10 here for Wilson and the Broncos. Just shy of midfield at the 48. Throwing to start the drive, but that went incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make 2nd down, 2nd and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a third down. This defense could use a few more plays like that right now.
It certainly could, but think about it from an offense's perspective right now. They've got a lead, but they don't want to throttle down too much and stall themselves. Still want to move at a nice pace.
And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. They'll run on first down, Edmonds. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll run with Edmonds again. Another 2-yard gain there, but they'll need to do better this time. It's 3rd and 6. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On 3rd down, Wilson. And the Titan defense steps up here, and down he goes. Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss. So on 4th down, the Broncos send Corliss Waitman out to punt. And they'll let this one go right on the outskirts of the 10. They'll down it at the 11-yard line. Now, the midterm elections are now concluded, and I think we can all breathe a sigh of relief for that. But now it's time for midterm football. Well, we've moved past the unofficial halfway point of the season, and we got a couple of good matchups in the night games here in Week 10. Tonight it's North versus South in California, the Chargers and Niners from Santa Clara. And then tomorrow, Monday. In trouble, and the ball's out. It's in the end zone loose. And this will be gathered up in the end zone. And that's a defensive touchdown. Well, Charles, not only did they fumble the football, but they're starting to fumble away their chances here a little bit. We've got a 3-score ball game now here in the first half.
And the last thing you want to do, partner, is help the other team with what are avoidable turnovers. You want to hang on to the football because you're already playing against a good team. You're just making it easier for them by giving them extra opportunities.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This fielded right at the goal line. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Here's Tennessee ready to begin this drive offensively. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
I know, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it. I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it. You mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that they've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
Well, hang on now. We're going to pause here. We've got an injured player. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. A first down carry for Henry. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. 2nd down.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
Tannehill on target to Burks. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Tannehill. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. Randy Gregory. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him. On second down, here's Henry. And he'll be taken down at the 33, a pickup of about 4.
If you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
This will go to Henry out wide. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Out there is Rodrigo Blankenship in the field goal unit. This is a 49-yard attempt, right hash. Blankenship's kick is good. And the deficit drops now from 21 down to 18. So that, Charles, a season long right there.
And you know who's really excited about that? The special teams coordinator, because he's the one who has to tell the head coach in pregame, this is where we trust him from. This distance, he can hit it, and he repaid that trust by knocking that one right through.
And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. Denver's offense now set to go. They've had a very solid first half, and as we near the end of that first half, they're just looking for a little more on top of their lead right now.
And when you put together a game plan on offense, you put together what you think is going to be the best possible scenario, right? Hey, we're going to score. These are the plays that are going to do it. But you also put together your counters, meaning after they make adjustments to what you're doing, what do we have to go to next?
The adjustment to the adjustment?
Exactly. So I can't wait to see if we come out of the half, how they're going to go about doing things. Do you just keep running what you ran before, or do you go to your counters expecting those adjustments to happen?
Before that, we'll see the end here this first half. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. 27 yards there on a very nice third down conversion. From midfield now, here's Wilson. And he fires one incomplete. Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. Actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over, then they get a chance to continue their drive.
Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Throwing now, Wilson on first down. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Throwing is Wilson. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. To throw again is Wilson. And that is incomplete.
And based on my math, they've only converted one time thus far in this game, so you can see the frustration starting to come out a little bit. 3rd downs, they've been a problem for them all game. They've got to start becoming solutions. And anytime you see a kicker trot out to try one for 56 yards, you know everything's got to come off perfectly for it to have a chance. If the laces aren't quite right, if he doesn't hit the fat part of the ball just right, it's unlikely to go through. And that one winds up no good.
Now a 1st down throw, Tannehill. This is Jeff Swaim, the tight end. The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. On 1st and 10, Tannehill. That's complete to Cobb. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. Coming up on a 2nd and 6. Back to throw, Tannehill. He gets this one to Burks. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. Blankenship's kick is good, and that'll get the deficit down to 15. Well, not the best first half facing this deficit, but at least they did put 3 on the board before half.
Yeah, it's a little bit like that stormy, cloudy day, and the sun peeks through just for a second. They saw the sun there. They're hoping to see a little bit more of it in the second half.
They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. So we come upon halftime with the visiting Broncos taking the lead to the locker room. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. More from you two in a minute, but first, let's take a spin around the NFL and see what's going on here in week number 10. We begin with something never said before in NFL history. Let's start out in Germany. That's right, Munich, the site for the early tilt between Seattle and Tampa Bay. And it's the Seahawks who have the lead as those two teams approach halftime. Geno Smith throwing the football well. He has 3 touchdown passes.
Past the halfway point of the season and now past the halfway point of this game. We skip halftime and get right back to the action. Set to begin the third quarter. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Broncos with a lead, and they will be receiving this kickoff here as quarter 3 is underway. This taken in at the goal line. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Bronco offense ready to begin this third quarter of play. As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner.
And they went to the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give him 14 yards there and a Denver first down. Now a run straight. Oh, Edmonds has it knocked loose. It's picked up by the Titans. And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. And they're going to bring this one back. A fumble return touchdown for the Titans. This defense, Charles, they needed some type of a spark to help get them back in this game. I think they just got their spark.
No doubt about it. You know, that's all they discussed. How can we get ourselves moving again? How can we get our team going? This definitely qualifies.
Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And that'll cut the lead to 21-17. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. Running back Chase Edmonds gets set to start this next series. Looking for a bounce back. Had the fumble a moment ago that went for a touchdown the other direction. See if he can get back in rhythm.
And you have to be very careful about having too quick of a hook with really good players. I did a guy's game in high school where he fumbled 3 times in the first quarter, finished with over 300 yards on the night, later ended up in the NFL. If you got a talented back, give it back to him.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
Well, that one's all about the defender making life difficult for the receiver. Very tough for a guy to hold on to the football through all that contact. He ends up forcing the incompletion.
He's got a man. It's Sutton that's complete. And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. They run the option here on 1st and 10. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt. Play action. Now Wilson. This one, and he fumbled it. It's on the ground. It's picked up by the Titans. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. So turnovers, Charles, you figure will be key in the second half, and that's a big giveaway there.
Yeah, and as you and I both know, coaches are always preaching ball security, and none more often than right here in the second half of a tight football game. Now you've got to believe what the coaches are saying and take care of that football.
And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
10th carry now for Derrick Henry. He's got it to the 43 here.
I feel like I can see what he was thinking on that carry. He wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Tannehill able to find Henry out of the backfield. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. 13 yards is the pickup for Tennessee and a first down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2. At the 23-yard line.
Henry up the middle. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 67 yards rushing for him here as he starts to draw closer to a 1,000-yard campaign. A solid run by Derrick Henry, and here's another 1st and 10. To throw is Tannehill. It gets it over the middle to Cobb. Following the play now, they're going to stop the clock here as a man is shaken up. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. They'll try the right side with Henry. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3. They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2. Now Tannehill to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
That's a pretty play there. Got in at the last second, helped force the ball free, and kept them out of the end zone.
Blankenship's kick is good, and that'll get the lead down to 5. We're certainly happy they were able to force the fumble, Charles, but wish they would have gotten in the end zone, only getting 3 points there and still facing the second half deficit.
And they also will understand it's going to be a whole lot tougher to force another turnover the rest of the game, because that offense, they're going to be all about ball security from here on out.
And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. So 1st and 10 here for Wilson and the Broncos at their own 20-yard line. And from the shotgun, he'll throw. That's complete. It's Okuebunon. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
Give him 14 yards there and a Denver first down. Edmonds running out of the shotgun. And he's up over midfield and down into Tennessee territory. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Another carry now for Edmonds. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 9 yards the pickup there, and it's a first down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
Now this throw caught left side, and he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. That one goes for 30 yards. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Right back to Judy, and it's complete. A gain of 9 there, sets up 2nd and goal. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play, so we will switch ends as the third call. Back now in Nashville. It's Bronco football, and they also have the lead here as we get set for the 4th. On second and goal, Wilson. And this is caught by Sutton. Touchdown, Broncos. A great play there. His second touchdown of the game, his third on the year. And the Broncos look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here this fourth quarter. McManus's point after is good, and it gives his guys a 12-point advantage. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. Well, that last touchdown we just saw, what an important one. Now it's back to a 2-score deficit for this crew as they take the field here, and they are in desperate need of finding the end zone. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. 80 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ballgame.
I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. He'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's second down. To try again after the sack, Tannehill. And his throw is incomplete. I guess they're in a situation now, fourth quarter, where they're forced to take some chances, but I don't know that that was the type of a chance you want to take.
And that one could very easily have been intercepted, and if it does get picked off, that could possibly...
He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Pat Surtain, and the Broncos are going to take possession of the football. Well, certainly not on their side offensively. They had to take some chances, but that interception will further hinder their already slim chance.
Yeah, and you're talking about time not on their side, but it certainly is on the defense's side, and they understood that. They knew they had to press it a little bit, and they planned accordingly, and what a benefit for them, able to pick that one off and hopefully put this game away.
And smartly going into the slide there, Wilson has enough for the first. Now a give to Edmonds. And a short gain down to about the 33. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. They'll go option to the short side. And this defense not ready for that one as he'll take this down inside the 25.
Holding offense.
So that run play nullified by the holding call on the tight end.
Yeah, I just think he needs to get off the ball a lot quicker and get into the block a little bit more effectively. Then he doesn't have to reach and grab and try and hold on.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. KJ Hamler, the intended receiver, and that'll make it 3rd down.
That was a nice job defensively of disguising their coverage and making it difficult for the quarterback to lock in on a receiver, and it results in an incomplete pass.
The Broncos on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This will be 3rd and 19. Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. It's Jeffrey Simmons that time who got in to record the sack. The Broncos send out their punter now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Calls for the fair catch, makes the fair catch just inside the 15-yard line. 36 yards on the punt with no return. And the Titans will be backed up deep to begin the drive as they take over 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Now Tannehill. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Cobb. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. 19 yards that time for number 19. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Running from the gun with Henry. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory, right at the 40.
Tannehill with a play fake to Henry. He'll throw instead.
And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down. So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Here's Tannehill. And brought in downfield by Burks. And this is going to be another 1st down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 21. Again, Tannehill. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29.
Josie Jewell, the linebacker, getting the sack.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Another try after the 1st down sack. Tannehill, complete. It's Henry.
And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
He's having a big game through the air, and sometimes those smart decisions just dump it off. That's how you continue to have big games through the air.
I agree totally. That's a great analogy, a great way to put it, because he doesn't get too greedy where everything has to be pushed downfield, trying to create big plays that aren't there. You dump it off and take that nice gain, and things add up, and now you have the kind of game he's having.
Desperation time for Tannehill on 4th down. That's to his running back, complete. And now this is going to be close. The defense says they stopped him, and they did.
So 1st and 10 here for Wilson and the Broncos.
At their own 12-yard line.
He'll start things out by handing to Edmonds.
And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. The tackle was by the Boston College product, Harold Landry. Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10. Again, they run with Edmonds. And he loses the football a 2nd time. It's picked up by the Titans. And they'll be inside the red zone with a ball at the 16-yard line.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Throwing, Tannehill.
It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. At this stage, this drive's got to be touchdown or bust because you need 2 of them.
And if I'm the offensive play caller, I'm not just looking at my dagger plays downfield. I'm looking at some of my specials, something that can fool them and give you a big play now.
With a sense of urgency.
No doubt.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass.
Here's Tannehill.
Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a 1st down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
Tannehill.
And it's going to be batted down, and we'll go the other way with the football. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Broncos will take over on downs. They'll start on the ground with Edmonds. And able to get this to the 24-yard line. They began the play at the 12. It's also a pickup of 12 for the 1st down. On the handoff, it's Edmonds. And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there. Second down. Now Tennessee going to use the second of their timeouts, as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game. And he's going to have a Broncos first down as the tackle made at about the 38. Now the defense will burn their third and final timeout, and they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. And we'll see if the defense wants to stop it as they take the knee. The win for the Broncos, seemingly assured. They go down to a knee. We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. Down to a knee one more time, and that should just about do it. So this one will wind up a Denver victory. Well, Charles, when you look at the stat sheet, ultimately one thing sticks out like a sore thumb. One side lost this game because they turned the ball over 4 times, and that was just too much for them to overcome.
And that number might as well be in neon, because you're exactly right. It just jumps up from the stat sheet. Your eyes go right to it. And with that many turnovers, they really played themselves out of this game.